All right, it's time. It is time on live TV to break down the drug rap game. Now, obviously, this is just a theory, but I think that there's a lot of evidence and there's a lot of people who can attest to this that the drug game and the rap game are just one thing. They're not separate. And I think just even cases like this Takashi thing, that just pretty much kind of blows it open like, yeah, it's just one thing. All right, so as a baseline, we would just have to kind of start at okay, what is the golden years? What are the golden years? What is the golden period for drug dealing in America? Let's keep it all the way 110% funky, trying to be as objective as possible. I personally think it was from 1994 until 2004. And here's why I say that. In the 80s, it's like, yeah, you could have made a lot of money, but you were pretty much guaranteed to get busted. Nobody really knew any of the tactics of the police. No one knew what the task force was really about back then. So, yeah, the 80s really was kind of shot. And then if you think about, more recent times, the second decade of the 2000s, look at what kind of society we have. I mean, we're definitely not in the sweet spot right now. So, obviously, I think we're a little out of the sweet spot at this point. So, yeah, I would say of any 20-year period, because anything before the 80s to me wasn't like the real, I guess, quote unquote, drug game as we know it. I guess we would have to actually decide or find out when did the drug game come in. Because actually, there was people selling drugs in the 70s, definitely. In the 80s, clearly. The 60s, they were selling drugs, but, they were just doing their thing. It's like, it didn't seem like there was so much violence back in the 60s and the 70s. So, yeah, and that's another one of my theories, that in the rap game, when the violence came, like when the real violence came in the rap game, then that's when the real violence came on the streets. Because if you remember, the rappers from the 80s, they may have talked tough, but most of those dudes were not really in the streets for real. It didn't happen until around the mid 90s or so, or really closer to the 2000s, is when real gangsters, real gangbangers came into the game and started doing real crimes. So that's another correlation. It's like there's just too many things that are synchronizing. So I think personally, I think this is another one of these big conspiracies, but we're going to blow this open that the government created rap the same way they did the drugs, and it's all just one thing. It's just one conspiracy. It's not, things that are just kind of happening together, or there's not, it's not just cause and effect. That's how we always looked at it. We always looked at it that, people, they bring drugs into the community, and then these rappers get access to the drugs and they get access to the guns, and just, these things just happen in vacuums. No, it's very, very simple. They created rap, they brought in the drugs, coincidentally, allegedly, yeah, it's just a coincidence they happen at the same time. And the trajectory of the rap game and the drug game, as far as like the way people move, is identical. Now, obviously, it could just be, hey, the rappers made it and then people were copying. I don't believe it. Like I just don't believe it. So I think we can get to the bottom of this.